Hey guys, it's Coop from Garage Gym Reviews, and today I want to give you some advice. Building a home gym is a labor of love. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of energy, it's very freaking fun. It's the reason I'm constantly moving, to the chagrin of my wife. However, I love the fact that I can constantly build and change my home gym. That said, there are many of you that are sitting on the fence right now trying to decide, should I continue to make my life less enjoyable by having a gym membership, driving to the gym, paying for the gym, waiting for the squat rack, having to get judged by other people in a judgment-free zone? It sucks, okay? There are so many benefits to a home gym that outweigh a commercial gym that I recommend that everyone in 2022, okay, I wouldn't say everyone, but most people in 2022 should start a home gym, and here's some reasons why. Number one, the first reason why you should start a home gym in 2022 is actually pretty practical. It's not because I like home gyms better or anything like that. It's because if you're going to start a home gym, now is probably a better time than any for the foreseeable future to start it from a cost perspective. Gym equipment has increased dramatically. If you look at the cost from just a year or two ago, the prices now are dramatically more expensive. We just did a review comparison on power blocks versus Nuobels. And in doing some research for them, we're constantly updating prices on the site and just learning more about it, I realized prices for power blocks, just an adjustable dumbbell, and this is just one product category, one product within a product category, have increased dramatically. When we first recommended them, the handles for the 50-pound set was $299. They went up to $419, not including shipping. So $119 more. I mean, that's over 30, 40% increase in price in a single year for a single product. And we see this overall. If you look at Rogue Fitness, we price track on all these companies. If we're looking at the price tracker, everything is increasing in price. So the cost for everything is more expensive. And the reason is because the price of steel is increasing, and it has. But steel isn't the only thing increasing, because steel, what we're looking at for trends, is actually leveling off somewhat when I talk to gym equipment manufacturers. But the other compounding factors that are playing into it is, one, importing goods. So importing goods, pretty much every company that's making gym equipment is importing something for their equipment. Even if they're a company say Sorinex that makes pretty much everything in the US, they're still importing some things, whether that's bumper plates or things like that. That is costing more. In fact, I saw an interview with a guy that basically imports products, and he said for a container, it used to cost around $5,000 or so. His container shipping cost now is about $25,000. So just these dramatic increases to get products from overseas here to the US so you can buy it. And then there's the other factor known as inflation. Now, I used to be a financial planner, so these economic things are some things that I've dealt with in the past, but inflation is something that just wreaks havoc on your money. You may be thinking oh, inflation, it's gonna happen, things are gonna increase in cost. But the reality is, if you're not increasing your income to go along with the cost of inflation, your money is actually losing. So leaving it sitting in a bank account, you're able to buy less things. And in this sense, you're able to buy less gym equipment. So not only has the cost of gym equipment increased due to supply and demand, it's increased also due to the increased cost of steel. It's increased due to the cost of importing products, but there's also just the monetary supply, just inflation is wreaking havoc. So that's another thing to tack on. And the reality is, I'm not the only one saying this, there's tons of people saying this, this is just the beginning. This is something that's gonna increase. And when I talk to gym equipment owners, guys that owned equipment companies, they're yeah, we're sorry, but we have to increase our prices, and it's probably not gonna stop for a while because our margins are getting eaten up completely to the point where some of our products, we're not really even making any money. So if you're gonna buy gym equipment, build a home gym, from an economic standpoint, today is a better day to do it than tomorrow. Sure, there's certain sales that you can watch out for, but prices are only going to continue to increase for the foreseeable future. Now, that's the big one. The other additional ones is, if you want to do a good habit, you might as well start it as soon as possible in order to make that habit happen sooner. So I would suggest if you're going to have any thought of building a home gym and you're like, I don't know what to buy, I don't know what to do, I don't know all that sort of stuff, just start small. You don't have to like go out and build like this crazy home gym. Buy basic things, buy things that you would use more often that have more versatility, and do it quicker. So an example is like buy a barbell or buy adjustable dumbbells. You don't have to buy a full rack with all the attachments, everything like that. Buy things that are upgradable. So things like barbells, you can always add weights to them, and there's a variety of things you can do with them. Adjustable dumbbells, you can buy a basic set and add more weight over time as you get stronger. There's also a ton of things you can do with them. Conditioning equipment, you can really just go outside and run if you want, or sprint, or do body weight work. If you want to add some things, add some cheap stuff like jump ropes and things like that. But ultimately, you should be doing it sooner than later so that you can get that habit going. And the reality is, like, January is a great time. Like, the beginning of the year is a fantastic time to start making those changes. People make resolutions, but you need to create resolutions that are allowable for you to stick to. And if you're trying to create a resolution of working out, of getting healthier, having friction between you and getting that done is going to make it less likely for you to do it. So if that friction is you getting into your car, changing your clothes, getting to the gym, paying for the membership, like having a packed gym in a place that's like dirty and there's all sorts of germs and all sorts of other crap, where you have to wait on equipment, you have to have your Uncle Leo who comes over and gives you advice on your form because you're not doing it as slow or as fast as he'd like. No, you can avoid all of that with a simple fix of a home gym. Trust me, if you're gonna build a home gym today, this year is the best time to do it. It's only gonna get more expensive. You're just gonna keep putting it off. Do it now. All right, this is Propaganda brought to you by Coop from Garage Gym Reviews. What do you think? Do you agree? I don't think these are really disagreeable things. People understand prices are increasing. People also understand, if you're gonna make a good habit, you should do it sooner. But man, if you're gonna do it, don't put it off, because it's only gonna get more and more expensive and you're gonna be less likely to do it. And man, you have so many good options, and the prices, although more expensive than they were a couple of years ago, are still less than they were 20 years ago, when buying a barbell was at minimum $1,000, or buying gymnastics rings and bringing them in, you couldn't find them. So start today. We'll see you next time. Peace.